There's a specific kind of loneliness that only some people understand. It's not the loneliness of being alone. It's the loneliness of being in a room full of people who care about you, who say they love you, yet feeling utterly invisible. It's reaching out for comfort and finding empty air. It's learning as a child that your tears are inconvenient, your fears are overdramatic, and your need for connection is a burden too heavy for others to carry. This is the world of those raised by emotionally unavailable parents. Not a world of dramatic abuse or obvious neglect, but something quieter, something that leaves no visible scars, yet shapes every relationship, every fear, every desperate attempt to feel worthy of love. If you grew up checking your parents' mood before entering a room, if you learned to make yourself small to avoid burdening others, if you still find yourself apologizing for simply existing, this story is yours. Emotional unavailability isn't always loud. It doesn't announce itself with cruelty or rage, though sometimes it wears those masks too. More often, it appears as a father who provides everything except presence, a mother who feeds and clothes you, but never asks how you feel. Parents who are physically there but emotionally elsewhere, lost in their own unhealed wounds, their own survival. Psychologist Dr. Jonas Webb, who extensively studied childhood emotional neglect, describes it as the most invisible form of childhood trauma because it's defined by what didn't happen rather than what did. There were no bruises to photograph, no dramatic incidents to report. Just day after day of your feelings being dismissed, your emotions treated as inconveniences, your inner world ignored as if it didn't exist. Children are remarkably adaptive. When they realize their emotional needs won't be met, they don't stop having those needs. They simply learn to hide them. They become experts at reading the room, at managing other people's emotions, at making themselves as small and undemanding as possible. This is survival, not weakness, but survival strategies formed in childhood often become prisons in adulthood. Carl Jung wrote that the greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of the parent. Children of emotionally unavailable parents carry this weight without understanding it. They sense their parents' emotional absence, but blame themselves for it. If mom doesn't ask about my day, I must not be interesting. If dad seems annoyed when I cry, I must be too much. If neither parent seems curious about who I am, I must not be worth knowing. These children grow into adults who've internalized a devastating lie, that their emotions are burdensome, their needs are excessive, their very existence requires justification. They become people pleasers, shapeshifters, experts at anticipating others' needs while neglecting their own. They give and give and give, hoping that if they're useful enough, perfect enough, quiet enough, someone will finally see them. The irony is cruel. In learning to survive emotional unavailability, they often become emotionally unavailable themselves, repeating the very patterns they long to escape. Research shows that children respond to emotional neglect in one of two ways. They externalize or internalize their pain. The externalizers become what society labels as difficult, acting out, seeking attention through any means necessary, often developing substance abuse issues or engaging in risky behaviors. Their pain demands to be noticed. The internalizers do the opposite. They become the good child, the responsible one, the caretaker. They excel at school, never cause trouble, appear to have it all together. But beneath the surface, they're drowning in shame, anxiety, and a bone-deep belief that they're fundamentally unlovable. Their pain goes unnoticed because they've learned to hide it so well. Both paths lead to the same destination: adulthood marked by relationship struggles, fear of abandonment, difficulty trusting others, and an exhausting inner emptiness that no amount of achievement or affection seems to fill. Adults who grew up with emotionally unavailable parents often describe a peculiar sensation, a hunger they can't quite identify. They achieve success but feel hollow. They're surrounded by people but feel alone. They receive love but can't quite believe it's real. This hunger is the echo of unmet childhood needs. Attachment theory teaches us that our earliest relationships become the blueprint for all future connections. When those foundational relationships taught us that emotions are dangerous, vulnerability is weakness, and our needs are burdens, we carry those lessons into every relationship we form. The tragedy isn't just what was lost in childhood, it's what continues to be lost every day as adults recreate the same emotional distance they once endured.